Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. With your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of the journey with me. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And if you are new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. We do things completely differently here on this channel. So with that being said, if the message happens to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. With that, let's go ahead and hop to your prayer. Today we are doing the reading of what's next in love. So we'll see what comes through. We're going to be using the Wild Soul Oracle by Lila Ravenswood. And also really quickly, if you wish to support the channel further, check out the description box. It will have everything you need in order to do so, including how to reach me for a personal reading. All right. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. Today I ask that you help us find clarity. You know, in the journey of love, there's so many things that can make us feel like we're unlovable or like we don't deserve the love that it is that we're asking for, or even having partners that don't see us fully and leave us wondering or feeling confused about what's truly happening in our connections. Well, today I ask that you give us that clarity and help us see that while it is so beautiful to share this life with someone, that ultimately it is about us connecting with ourselves and reconnecting with you. And that love is unfaltering and forever a steadfast foundation within our lives that we can rely upon. So I ask that you help guide us back to this knowledge, help guide us back to this wisdom, and help our hearts be at ease, knowing that we are always loved, we are always protected, we are always supported, and we are always held. As these words are spoken unto this space and upon this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. So let me go ahead and set that up over here. Alright, move this out of the way. What's next in love? We're going to shuffle. So, source, what's next in love for my fellow humans? For my collective source, what's next in love? What would you like to tell us? What's next in love, source? What messages would you like to give us? What's next in love? Okay, thank you. Source, what is next in love? What is next in love? Alright, for pile number one, source, what animal oracle card or wild soul oracle card will help us better understand what's next in love for pile number one? Okay, thank you. For pile number two, source, what wild soul animal oracle card will help us better understand what's next in love for pile number two? Okay, that's the one that wants to come out. Thank you. Alright, source, what wild soul oracle card will help us better understand what's next in love for pile number three? Whoa, it's that one right there. Thank you. Alright, collective message. On the bottom, and I'm not sure how to say this, Axolotl? Axolotl? Sure. Regeneration. Look at this cute little creature here. Can you see that? So freaking adorable. Oh my gosh, I love it. You know, this feels like it's of the water and of the land, but it does feel like with regeneration here, it's renewing yourself after a period of disaster or after a period of harmfulness or after a period of brokenheartedness. And so as a collective, there's been a period where things maybe were stagnant and things maybe were not working out to your liking, or things were just falling apart all around you. But I do feel like this is more like a renewal for you, right? You're regenerating from all those times that you were hurt. You're regaining access back to yourself. The you that maybe you didn't know existed, or that felt buried and hidden behind all that heavy energy and that very dark energy as well, right? Because broken hearts are not fun. Broken hearts are very, very difficult times to go through. There's a huge grieving process that comes with that. And if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you know I talk about how grief is one of the hardest emotions that we have to go through, no matter what it is that you're grieving. And I know some people would argue, no, there's this grief is worse, that grief is worse. And ultimately, when we're trying to make one's grief more than another person's, we're not honoring the fact that grief really is what it is. It's grief. And so this is that energy of saying, it's like you've had to grieve over something here, and now there's some sort of magic that's happening in your life, and there's some sort of reconnecting with your heart chakra and receiving messages from the divine. And this is source literally guiding you to the person that's most aligned with your journey moving forward, that is going to be the best fit for you. And even if that person is the person you're with now, but this is what's happening. What's next in love is this regrowth of your mind, your heart, your soul, your being. All right, let's look at it from the book here. The Baxoltl says a unique amphibian known for its ability to regenerate lost limbs, symbolizes healing, regeneration, and resilience. This card suggests that you have the power to heal and regenerate no matter the challenges you face. The Baxoltl encourages you to trust in your ability to recover and to embrace the process of healing. It says you're in a phase of healing and regeneration. Trust in your body and spirit's ability to recover and renew. The reverse is you may be avoiding the healing process or trying to rush through it. Consider whether you need to slow down and give yourself some time to truly regenerate. So the questions here are, what needs healing in my life? Am I allowing myself enough time to regenerate? How can I support my body and spirit in the healing process? Yeah, so this is just that time. So I feel like really what's next in love is that you have been taking time to heal, and that time has opened up to the possibilities that are available to you, right? Which is infinite, which is ultimately infinite. So let's see here. Let me get these out. All right. Make sure we're in frame. Okay, so for pile number 1, we do have this dice with Mercury on it for you to choose from. Okay. Or we have this fossilized shell for you to choose from. Okay, pile number 2, we have this dice with the 9th house on it. Or we have this arrowhead for you to choose from. Pile number 3, we have this dice with Mercury on it, because that's what came out. I honestly thought that was Venus, but we're just going to go with it. Or we have this shell for you to choose from. Okay, so in pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever pile you feel drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that, I will see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this dice with Mercury on it, if you were drawn to this fossilized shell, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what is next, or what's next in love. I would first like to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of the journey with me. Truly honored to be sharing this time in this space with you. And if you happen to be new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. We do things completely differently here on this channel. So with that being said, if the messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. It is a free, easy way to support the channel as well. So let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what is next in love for pile number 1, Swords. What would you like to share with us today? What is next in love? Okay, so we've got the 3rd house. We have the Sun, and we have Cancer energy. Okay, so I do have to mention it because we are doing a love reading, and it came out with the 3rd house that this could be regarding a labeled relationship, twin flame, soulmate relationship. Okay, and if not, that's all right. There still might be messages here for you, but I'm just going to put that out there. I don't really focus too much on the label itself because there's a lot more to it than just having, oh, I'm a twin flame. So, all right. What's next in love? It looks like there is healing. You know, with the Cancer energy here, there's healing. There's healing from the way that you thought that it should have been, or what you thought you wanted it to be. And this is also impacting the way that you see the world around you, but also how you're interacting with the world around you. So being able to open up to a wider perspective when it comes to this relationship, and you might be like, how is that what's next in love? But it's you're opening up to a deeper type of love in regards to this relationship. It's no longer relying on codependent energies or fear of abandonment or fear of loss even. This is opening up to a deep nurturing and compassion that comes from within, and recognizing that right now you are a whole being, and so you're embodying and expressing your truth in a very authentic way. And it's coming from this healing, this letting go of the idea that things have to be XYZ, and they could be any way that they're going to be, that is not for you to pour into to try to control. Rather, it is for you to draw back and to really focus on yourself. And I do feel like that's the main thing here for you, pile 1, is that especially if this is in regards to a twin flame connection, you're realizing that, you know, I don't need to be putting forth all this energy and effort into what they're doing or how they're doing, what they're healing, and what's going on in their life and who they're talking to and what's going on, but rather pulling back and coming to that place of knowing that I am still a whole, complete being. I'm worthy of love in this moment, regardless if it's them coming forth and declaring their love for me or not. That does not make me any less lovable. And I do feel like this was something that was destined to happen along the way, but this is really what's next in love, is this sense of comfort in self-love. Okay? We're going to dig in. We're going to get more with the tarot and see what comes through, but it is a sense of healing. So letting go of a belief that was tied to love. You know, like they're showing me the example of is, you ever had somebody in your life that said, oh, only if you're jealous of other people do you love me? It's letting go of that, right? Jealousy comes from a wound. Jealousy is not a reaction of love. It's a reaction of a wound that comes from deep within. And so it's like letting go of something like that. Something you were holding on to, something you identified with, something that was playing a huge part along the journey. Now you're going with the flow and letting yourself be free. So we're going to find out from the Osho Zen. We're going to see what comes through. So Source, what's next in love? for pile number 1? What would you like to say? Okay, thank you. Yeah, awareness and possibly aloneness for some of you. This is not about getting involved in a relationship right now. And I know that might seem frustrating, but I do feel like for many of you that are doing the healing, like you're recognizing that that's okay. This is just where I'm at on my journey right now, and I'm not trying to force anything that's not happening. What's next in love for pile number 1? Traveling. Ooh, with the 8 of Wands. What's next in love? Whoa, that was fast. Source, what's next in love for pile number 1? What would you like to share with us today? Thank you. On the bottom, we have ordinariness. Yeah, with the 8 of coins here. I just love because it's just, I mean, that card never comes out. Very rarely ever does it come out in readings. And it's just, it's funny to see it, you know, ordinariness. It's like you're embracing this time. You're embracing this place. You've let go of so much karmic residue that now you're allowing yourself to be exactly as you are. And there's a sense of freedom here. And even if you're with your person, right, you're not holding on to it having to be a certain way. You're allowing it to unfold as it unfolds. And maybe it's become routine, and maybe it's become very ordinary, if you will. But there's also a sense of stability within this. And that's what's next in love, is just this feeling of stability within. This is something that's being cultivated internally. This is not an external stability, okay? I'm not saying like financial freedom or anything like that. That's not what this is. This is a literal internal stability, knowing that you are protected, you are grounded, you have a foundation, and that foundation is something that you can always rely on. I mean, look, this guy here, look, it's from Source with the Ace of Wands here. We have this guy or this lady here, you can't really tell, but they're out here picking flowers, right? They're out here filling this basket with flowers. And there's something that's very simple about this, but also elegant in a way. And so it's like coming into this place of a simple life. Maybe you've started living like a minimalist, or maybe you've started really letting go of all the fancy things that everybody has been holding on to. Or maybe you were forced into a situation to do that as well, right? Like, it just depends. But I feel like no matter what, there's an acceptance of how things are right now, where you're at. And so maybe to the outside looking in, you seem rather ordinary, but there's actually something far grander than being ordinary. Yeah. Laziness with the 9 of Cups, and consciousness with the Ace of Swords. So what's next in love is just this understanding that you don't need someone to feel fulfilled, right? Maybe there's a lot of anxiety that surrounded this at some point. Like, I need this person in my life so that I feel happy. And even if you're with them, like I said, maybe at some point, like there was tension in between you and this person in the relationship because of this, you know, almost like feelings of smothering or overwhelm, and like, oh my gosh, I can't live without you. Like, I need you, and I need to touch you at every second of every day, because if I don't touch you, then you're not real. And if you aren't real to me, then you must not exist. And then I must be, you know, feeling all kinds of different ways, right? Like, I must not be lovable, or I must be imagining things. And so there's this sense of almost like, it feels very smothering, if I'm honest. It's just this smothering energy that's coming in, but you let it go. You let it go, and you're healing, and you're aware of this now. You're aware that you're not your relationship. You're aware that you're not a reflection of them. You're not who they are. You're your own being. And I feel like there's just this peace, right? With the 9 of Cups here at the center, there's just a peace right now that's taken over you. It's just okay. Like, I'm okay. Like, you're on the path to surrender here, especially if this is twin flame energy. The path to surrender is such a powerful place to be in, because it's literally saying, I don't need the relationship. I don't need it. Do I want it? Yeah, but it's not the priority. when before it was a priority and everything that you did was in order to get the relationship. Now it's just like letting it go and realizing like, hey, I'm perfectly content as I am. Also with the Eight of Wands coming out here and it's saying traveling, is that what's next in love is that you could be meeting a person on a trip traveling, or you're going to take a trip with your loved one and it's going to draw you closer together. But yeah, this is very clear. It's just like you're going to be living a very routine life when this happens, right? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, like there's with the miser here, there was at one point, maybe it was the glitz and the glam that stole your attention, and you're recognizing that not all that glitters is gold. And you're letting go of a thought process or belief that you'd held on to for so long, and now reconnecting back to nature. And it might not seem like this has to do with love, but it does, because there's literally a sense of sheer peace right now. Yeah, I know that that's my twin flame, or I know that that's my soulmate. And that's cool, and I'm so happy that it's them. But I don't need them to feel complete and whole and at peace, because I'm already complete, whole, and at peace. And this is a profound step on the journey to love, because it's literally coming into that place of true unconditional love. You're letting other people be who they are without trying to control them or get them to do what you want based on your own actions, right? And when it comes to the twin flame journey, I see that a lot, where especially divine feminines are forced into healing, or forced into feeling like I'm not healing enough unless this person's coming into my life. And so there's always this feeling of not being enough. And now it's just like, you know what? Cool. If they're here, they're here. Great. Awesome. I love that. I'm so glad they're here. But if they're not here, great. I love that. I'm awesome. I'm so glad they're not here. Right? It's just being at ease no matter what happens next. Not being overly excited, not being sad about it, just at peace with the whole situation. And that's a very profound place. So let's see, because I feel like this is leading into something. Let's see if this is, they're going to give us some more information here. Yeah, Venus. Exactly. Give and receive love. Find value and see beauty. Yeah, I see you're opening up to seeing beauty in things as they are in this moment, right? Love's like sand making pearls, and we've got all the time in the world. All the time in the world. Yes. What is that, Boyzone song? Okay. Yeah, love's like sand making pearls, right? We got all the time in the world. Why am I in a rush? I'm not in a hurry. Shoot, I don't care. It's like this energy. If we get together when we're 20, great. If we get together when we're 90, great. Right? It's about the journey, and you're opening up and seeing the value and the beauty in the journey in and of itself. And so this is what's next in love, is just this consciousness coming in, this awareness that's coming in, and this expansion of accepting things as they are and not hoping and praying for them to be something that they're not. On the bottom, we have this said again, self-express and embody the truth. Yeah, you're living very authentically now. You're not letting someone's actions in your life be who you are. Rather, you're opening up to, this is where I'm at, and whatever comes from that is, you know, whatever comes from that. However somebody is, that's how it is. I feel, honestly, I just want to take a nap right now. It's not because I'm a little tired, but it's been a big day, but I just want to take a nap because I feel like that's kind of the energy that you're in. Like, just take it easy, right? Disruption. Yeah, disrupting the path. Like, see that? Like, there's something here that you were following and it wasn't giving you the results that you wanted, or was maybe creating a lot more anxiety than what was worth your time. And so you disrupted that path. And now you've come back to this place of real peace, honoring your peace. And that's a powerful place to be. You know, and this could be for some of you that your twin is in a committed relationship with someone else, or maybe your twin's a player and whatever. It's just like realizing that, you know what, let them live their journey. I can love them from afar. right? This has taken a lot of courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah, this has taken a lot of courage for you to get to this point. And honestly, this is not a bad place to be, right? Of course, we will want to hear, like, our person's coming in tomorrow. We're going to get married in a year. Like, some people want to say we're going to get married next week. Like, woo, okay, slow your roll, homie. It takes 9 months to make a baby. Why are we trying to get married in a day, y'all? That's no time to get to know someone. I don't care who they are, soulmate or otherwise, right? Like, let's take some time, people. Let's go back to courting. Those are the good old days. First quarter moon, face those obstacles. Yeah, this is an integration of the light and the dark aspect. And I feel like this is a powerful place for you too, because when you integrate those parts of yourself, you're recognizing, look at what's on the bottom of my love deck, player. Charming, manipulative, karmic, being tested. So for some of you, your twin or your soulmate could be a player, and that's been really hard for you to, wrap your head around. And so you've had to let go, right? Because it was hurting more holding on. Yeah, anxiety. It was causing a lot of anxiety, stress, depression, panic attacks, restlessness. Okay, there's a lot of anxiety tied to that. Like, oh my gosh, they're not being safe. They're not being, there's a lot that comes with player energy. They're treating people a certain way. They treat them like objects rather than like people. And that's really rough, right? So I do feel like there's a lot of hurt and pain that was coming from that and the way that they were acting. Ex-lover. Okay, maybe they kept going back to their ex-lover, or you are an ex-lover with this person. Memories, the past, old flame, and nostalgic. But I do feel like they're thinking about you as well. But even more so now because you're in this place of peace. Yeah, look at this. We have home and fated meeting on the bottom. Meant to be, destiny, predetermined encounter, comfort, safety, belonging, and shelter. Yeah, so you definitely knew that you were meant to meet them, and they feel like home. You feel like home to them. And I do feel like they believe you were meant to meet as well. But they were busy living their best life, if you will. I mean, it's some people's best lives. But they were busy living their best life and not taking accountability for their actions. And so we've got thoughts and isolating. Yeah, that left you in this place of worry and fear and anxiety, and you had to deal with that by yourself. This is something you had to face by yourself. Yeah, it was very toxic, right? Bound, the patterns. It was very toxic holding on. It hurt too much. It just hurt too much to hold on. No matter how much you love this person, it just hurt too much to hold on. And I feel like that's something that we need to look at in the spiritual community. If something's hurting us that much by holding on, like, it's not even about surrender at this point. It's about really assessing, is this something I want to hold on to just because of a label? Is that really something that's worth holding on to? And I know there's a lot of people who disagree with that, but our journey is to find peace and unconditional love within ourselves, not to find the greatest love that this world has ever known, the once-in-a-lifetime love that is toxic and hurts and painful. And that's just the way that it is, and we have to get over ourselves and just deal with it. Like, that was never the plan, right? The plan was always to come back to our divinity. And so we have to kind of be honest with ourselves in this, and it's hard to be honest with ourselves in this when we so desperately want it to be something that it's not. I'm going to move this over. I feel like I want to get one more here, Source. One more. Just one. Well, yeah, flying in. Arcing across the table. On the bottom, we have, yeah, like the truth and expression. So we see how authentic you are right now in yourself, and that's actually helping your love life a lot, because the more that you live in your truth, the easier it is for you to connect with the person that you're meant to be with. Passion. So there's somebody coming in with a lot of passion for you. Okay. And I don't feel like this is your ex-lover, but I do feel like you've had a lot of passion in your life with this person, with this ex-lover. But I do feel like there's someone coming in with a lot of passion to give to you. Yeah, so there's someone here who envies you. And I do feel like maybe your ex-lover is going to envy you for the kind of connection that you're actually building right now. Right? Because you're loving yourself so much. So I do feel like maybe in the past it was all about the physical, And now you're moving into this place where it's becoming more about the spiritual. So there's someone here that's very envious of you because of that. It says, I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So we have the Coeli with making peace with the past. Yeah. So you're definitely healing from something in the past. And it does feel like this is healing from the toxicity that surrounds the twin flame connection itself, right? And there's plenty of toxicity that surrounds the twin flame journey. There's plenty of ideas and people saying like, oh, it has to hurt in order for it to get better. And while maybe that's true in some cases, we also have to be really honest with ourselves and say, is it worth the struggle and the pain that it keeps us going through because we want to hold on so much? We have to answer that for ourselves. And sometimes, you know, for a long time for me, it was yes. Yes, it's worth it. Of course, he's the person I'll wait for forever and whatever. And then eventually I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it just hurts too much to hold on. And it hurts too much to go down this road. And when I let go, I felt a sense of peace. Then I was triggered again, and I found out some information about him that really forced me into a position where I had to be real with myself. Like, am I really willing to hold space for him, knowing that he's in the situation that he's in? And I realized the answer was no. And being honest with myself in a situation, especially when it was a twin flame relationship, right? Being honest with myself was very difficult because I was believing that this was my person and I have to wait for this person. And I have to put my whole life on hold, my whole love life on hold for this person. And while I haven't had any relationships work out, I've also not been closing myself off to the opportunities of love. And we have to open ourselves up again in order to receive that love. But if we're closing ourselves off because of this person, we close ourselves off to the potentials that come into our lives for love, right? So we're actually not any better off than when we're in hermit mode and staying away from everybody, because it's exactly what we're doing. And we're still putting this person on a pedestal, and this person has their own life to live and their own choices to make. Family, generations, children, ancestors, and origins. So yeah, dealing with family curses here. Maybe it's family that's envious of you for having a kind of connection like this or getting the love that you're getting as well. And we're not trying to focus on that, but I do feel like there's a lot of energy with this family dealing with those hurts and pains and realizing that it's not about putting somebody on a pedestal. It's about finding someone who's going to meet you. Breakup, walk away, ending, separation, it's over. Yeah. So we see that there's definitely separation here between you and your person. I'm saying that some of you could be with this person still, but that might be something that's on the horizon. Again, I'm not here to tell you to break up with somebody. That's not what the cards are. This is only for those of you that have been feeling that intuitively that that's going to resonate with. So please, if you're not resonating with that or you're not intuitively being guided to that, that is not the message for you at all, okay? But I do feel like this is that energy where it's like there's been separation here. There's definitely separation between you and your twin and wondering what's going on here. But there's a need for that for the healing to take place. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Source. What? I can't with you. I can't. That's great. The first card that comes out, Twin Flame. The first card. This card rarely ever makes an appearance. I believe there's one in this deck too, but they both of them, they rarely ever make an appearance. Yeah, look at this, healing inner child. Exactly. This is the energy that I was feeling this whole time. Like you're healing from family curses. You're healing your inner child. This is you healing on a level where you're saying like, I don't have to fight for someone's love. You either love me or you don't. There's not going to be this breadcrumb runner chaser situation anymore because it's too stressful. So we're coming to this place of self-care. This is what's next for you on love, is taking care of you the way that you deserve to be taken care of, Pile 1. And I'm so proud of you. I know it's not the love that everybody wants, but you know what? This is a love that you need. Oh, it is a love that you need. This is going to renew your spark. Oh, I love this message for you. I'm so sorry it was so difficult with this person. Let me just say that, like, it's not... I know they deserve to give you an apology. Like, you deserve an apology from them, but I'm just so sorry because no one deserves to go through this. And yet it happens far more often than we care to admit. So just remember, like, this is not you. It's them, and seeing you come into this place of wanting to take care of yourself on your love journey is so profound. Yeah, the decision is and always will be yours. You get to decide. You get to decide what's more important. Wow, that gasp. What I was going to say is you get to decide, is the label more important than taking care of yourself? And that is probably one of the most difficult decisions that we have to make, because the label has become something that we've identified with as a spiritual community. And how do we let go of that identity? By coming back to ourselves and realizing that I'm so much more than just being a twin flame. Like, telling yourself that is kind of profound, right? You're so much more than a twin flame. You're so much more than a starseed. You're so much more than a human being, right? You're so much more than George and Natalie and Khadijah and Gregory. Like, you're so much more than the name that you have and the way that you look. You're this infinite soul, this being that's come here to be an expression of love. How much better and more profound do you want to get? But if we're only identifying with, well, I'm a twin flame, which I have done, guilty, right? I have done. We forget how powerful and amazing we truly are. And that's what I feel like the decision here is yours. Which decision do you want? And isn't it funny how the cards got placed? I didn't even know that was, but we have the decision here, the twin flame, or the decision to go towards self-care. The decision is and always will be yours. And remember, there is no right or wrong decision. There's only the decision you feel you have to make for yourself right now. And that will lead you to the next steps on your journey. Whether that's lessons, experience, guidance, whatever it is, it's not wrong. So always do what's best for you. Okay, so let's take a look at this card. I'm going to read this from the book. Oh, wow. We've got the eagle card here with freedom. Why do I hear this song? Oh, she seemed alright by the dawn's early light, though she looked a little worried and weak. She tried to pretend he wasn't drinking again, but Daddy left the proof on her cheek. I was only 8 years old that summer. I always seemed to be in the way. So I took myself down to the fair in town on Independence Day. Let freedom ring, let the white dove sing, let the whole world know that today is a day of a reckoning. Let the weak be strong, let the right be wrong. Roll the stone away, let the guilty pay. It's Independence Day. That was coming through really strong. So that might mean something to you, or like the lyrics might resonate with you as well. So it's like healing, and I know that's a little triggering for some, and I apologize, but it was coming out, so I'm just gonna, when it comes out, I'm the channel, so there we go. But I feel like, maybe the 4th of July holds significant meaning to you as well. Or your Independence Day. It doesn't have to be America's Independence Day. It could be Independence Day from wherever you're at, because I know there's plenty of country Independence Days. But I feel like the main thing here is like we're trying to let go of, right? Like let the weak be strong. Let the right be wrong. Like those who think they know the best of the best of the best, let them realize that it's not always the best for everybody, right? And let those of us that have been oppressed stand up and stand strong. And I feel like that's what's coming through with this, with the eagle card. It's like you've been oppressed for so long, or you've been put in this position where it's like, I have to follow what everybody else is saying, but I don't feel like I resonate with that anymore. And that's what part of the decision is. Are you choosing to be free from the monotony, right? Or are you going to choose to go back into the monotonous game that everybody's playing? All right, the eagle is a powerful symbol of freedom and higher consciousness. And you got the consciousness card. Soaring high in the sky, it represents the ability to rise above earthly concerns and see things from a divine perspective. This card encourages you to seek freedom from whatever is holding you back and to embrace your higher purpose. The eagle reminds you that you have the power to transcend limitations and to soar to new heights. Embrace your freedom and rise above the limitations that have been holding you back. Now is the time to spread your wings. The reverse, it says, your pursuit of freedom may be causing you to detach too much from reality. Consider if your need to escape is leading you away from important responsibilities or relationships. The questions here are, what is holding me back from true freedom? How can I rise above my current limitations? And am I detaching too much in my pursuit of freedom? And it's on page 55. Are you going to focus here? Focus. Focus! Okay. Right? It's on page 55, which is another master number, and that's all about change, right? And it's uncomfortable change, but it's powerful change. So this is about you seeing things from a much higher perspective, right? Expanding the consciousness and not holding on to just this one little ideal. It's just a little pebble in the game of things, right? And realizing that that pebble, we can put so much focus on it that it can trip us up, or we can allow it to just be what it is, a pebble in the road, and realize we don't have to identify with that. So this is a powerful message for you, pile number one. More about self-love than it was about love, but powerful nonetheless. So if you felt like this was your message, leave the little eagle emoji down below and say, I choose to soar to great heights, realizing that there is a whole world out there for me to experience, and I don't have to be attached or identifying with one thing. I get to be many things, and I get to experience many things. And wow, I don't know. I just totally lost what I was going to say there. We'll leave it at that, okay? And if it did resonate with you, it'd mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It'll have everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. That I do want to take a quick second to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredibly powerful message. It really was. And until next time, pile number one, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this dice with the 9th house on it, we're gonna focus or not. All right. Or if you were drawn to this arrowhead, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on what's next in love. First, I would like to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of the journey with me. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And if you are new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic selves. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It'll have everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading. So let's jump into it and find out what's next in love for pile number two, source. What's next in love? What would you like to share with us today, source? What's next in love? You know, I was getting this song at the beginning, like, it's amazing what the hard times can reveal. Like who shows up, who walks away, and who's for real. Yeah, I think that's a Shinedown song. I can't remember the name of it though. It's Shinedown. I just know that it's amazing what the hard times can reveal. Like who shows up, who walks away, and who's for real. You saved my life, not once but twice. You keep me free from falling. You saved my life, make it all alright. And I can... I don't remember the words. You falling. Yeah, so check out that. There might be something that means something in those lyrics, but I think it's amazing what the hard times can reveal, like who shows up and who walks away and who's for real. We're talking about what's next in love, and for the song to come through, I feel like that's the thing. Like in love, you've been through a lot of hard times, and a lot of people didn't show up. You know, it's making me think of something that I told my mom when she was sick. She always asked, she's like, I always helped all these people. And when she was sick in the hospital, and she's always like, why isn't anybody here? And I had to tell her, it's like, you know, the people who want to show up will. And that was never a good enough reason for her, but that's the truth. Like, it's, you can't make somebody show up no matter how much you were there for them. And so maybe there's someone here that you were everything to them, or you gave them every part of yourself, and that's something that you're realizing. Like when things get hard, you realize just who the truth of a person is. And so with love, it's hard to commit yourself to another person, or to commit yourself to want to be in love with another person, because you've had to experience so many people who aren't real, and so many people who are only there for a good time, not a long time, or who are looking to gain something from the connection in and of itself. Wow, sorry, just a deep, really, really deep channeled message. So let's see what the dice have to say. Okay, so we've got the 6th house, we've got Aries energy and Uranus, yeah. So you're learning how to, like, take care of yourself right now. I feel like the dice are saying, like, where you're at right now. So there's a big shift. And we'll get more with the tarot, don't worry, we'll get into it. Like I said, we do things a lot differently around here, so... You know, I'm reading the energy, and I'm gonna read what comes through, regardless if it answers the question or not. So I just want to set you up and prepare you for that, because this may be one of those readings, but we'll definitely see what's next in love with the oracle cards for sure. Okay, but I do feel like right now you're learning how to take care of yourself in a more productive way than you've ever done before. Like learning how to be passionate with yourself, learning how to play with yourself, learning how to take leadership and ownership of where you're at. And this is causing a lot of drastic change in your life right now, a lot of progression in certain areas, a lot of disconnection in other areas, right? Maybe disconnecting with certain people. And what does this have to do with love? This is actually setting the tone for someone to come in. You're teaching people how to treat you. It's like, are you going to show up during the hard times? Or are you only going to be here for the good times? Right? And so you setting this boundary is helping you to really own that part of yourself where you're respecting yourself, you're showing up for yourself, taking routine into account, and making sure that, you know, these are the things that I know make me feel better. These are the things that I know help raise my vibration. These are the things that help get me to where I'm going. And these are the things that I want to focus on. So maybe love, like you're here out of curiosity, but maybe for you, like love is not really a priority. Or for others of you, like it's definitely a want, it's a desire, but you know, many of you, it really feels more curiosity than anything else. Like I'm here for curiosity's sake, and we're going to see what comes through because of that. So yeah, I do feel like there's a big shift, and I also feel like there's a big shift in who you're inviting in to your energetic field. Like you're not inviting in people who mirror the past any longer. You're now inviting in people who are more aligned with you and respect you and love you and see you and cherish you. And that's making you feel a lot more supported. It's taken a long time and a lot of patience on your part. So we're going to use the Osho Zen today. Source, what's next in love for pile number 2? What's next in love? Yeah. There's someone here who's utterly flabbergasted by you. The fact that you exist. They didn't know that someone like you could exist. So I do feel like someone wants to come in and connect with you, whether that's, you know, confessing. I don't really feel like this is a confession as much as it's like, wow, I really want to get to know pile number 2, really want to build something with pile number 2, or this could be your person. That's how they acted when they first came in. They're like, hey, let's build a friendship. I want to get to know you. Like, you know, I want to be in this together. What's next in love for pile number 2, source? This came out in pile number 1, so you could be here from pile number 1 as well. which I appreciate. If you watch any additional readings with me, it really does mean the world to me. And even if you don't, thank you for being here, pile number 2. So what's next in love for pile number 2, source? Yeah, contentment, like owning your beauty, owning yourself, listening to your intuition here with inner voice and the Popess energy coming out. Realizing there's a lot of duality that's going on around you. So it's like, even though maybe a lot of people aren't aligned with you, you're recognizing that maybe at one point in your journey you did align with them or align with that energy. Like looking back on your past days, maybe you were promiscuous, or maybe you, not like that you were like sleeping around a whole lot or anything like that, but maybe that was something that you resonated with, or that you resonated with just hooking up with somebody and then suddenly building a relationship, not having known who the person was, and then wondered why it fell apart, but recognizing, wow, like we were really not aligned like that because we didn't spend time to get to know each other. And so now you're giving space for people to get to know you. What's next in love? We have the 8 of Cups with letting go. Yeah, letting go of expectations, right? You know what, pile 2? Before we turn over this other card, this really feels like to me like you have gone through something very difficult when it came to love. Like you had a really, really toxic relationship in the past, a really abusive relationship in the past. This could even be abusive family members or very toxic family members that you've had to deal with. And that's why I feel like for you, honestly, I'm getting this energy that love is definitely not a priority for you. It's more of a curiosity than anything. Like, of course you desire it, but if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, that's great too. Like, I'm not so attached to it that it's, oh, I have to have love, right? So it's more of a curiosity thing for you. Yeah, and I feel like you've had to break through some very difficult situations here, right? This is the House of God energy. And this is, I'm sorry. No, this is strength. This is strength coming in. You've had to recognize your own internal strength and trust that it was going to get you out of, isolation, brokenhearted energy, something that was an all or nothing situation. What did I say? I felt like you gave the whole of yourself to somebody. That's why that song was coming in. It's amazing what the hard times can reveal. Like who shows up, who walks away, and who's for real. And when hard times showed up, I feel like you were always abandoned by the people who you gave every bit of yourself to, and were left brokenhearted and weary because of it. And it's like not understanding why this happened. Why am I giving so much of myself to a situation? So you've had to trust yourself, and much of what you've done alone. It's been a very solo journey for many of you. And even if you're with your person now, I feel like it's still very much, not that you're not in love with each other, but there's like, you're not the storybook couple that everybody expects to see, like where you guys always travel together, you guys are always touching on each other, you guys are always all over each other, and you can't leave the other one alone. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if you and your partner have, vacations separate from one another while still having vacations together. And I know for some people it's like, ooh, that's gross, but you've learned what it is to be self-reliant, and that's so important to you that you still keep that within the relationship. So this could also be regarding that someone's going to come in and appreciate that part of you, but there's someone here who really is so flabbergasted by your existence. Like, they never knew that someone like you could exist, but the reason you are the way you are is because of what you've experienced in the background. Yeah, success. You've had to overcome some incredibly difficult situations. Like, I feel like if this person ever gets to or has heard your stories, right? Because I do feel these two opposing energies where it's like someone who's here now and someone who's in the distance, okay? So when they hear your story, they're just overwhelmed by the fact that someone could have survived all of that and have been you. Not that you were incapable of surviving that. They're just, like, I think it breaks their heart that you had to go through something like that. That you had to go through something like that alone makes it even more heartbreaking for them, and they admire you and look up to you so much more because of that. But you had to let go of something that had to do with your family. You had to let go of holding on to whatever it was that was keeping you stuck and stagnant. Right? I mean, like that when he says, "You saved my life, not once but twice. You keep me free from falling." Right? I feel like this person feels that way about you. Like you saved their life, and maybe you didn't realize you were saving their life, or maybe you don't know that you're saving their life. So it could be just you being you and being authentic, and them seeing you from a distance is saving their life because they're so attracted to you, they're so drawn to you that they feel like you are this angel upon earth. And then when they meet you, they're floored that anybody could treat you the way that people have treated you in the past. And they feel very protective of you, but they also don't want to cage you. They want you to be free to be yourself, because they don't want to mirror those people in the past. You know, they've done their own healing, and they know what it is to go through trauma, and they know what it is to overcome trauma too. And they want you to be free, and that's what this feels like. So you're literally letting go of the cycles of the past. This is not going to be something that is your family curses coming back around. You're breaking, right? You're breaking through the generational curses. And so it's going to be something completely different than whatever you've ever experienced. So I was saying, like, you guys might take trips separate from one another, but you also come back together and take trips together. And you might have your separate friends, or you might have your you know, like a she shed and a man cave. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that when you're together, when you're spending time together, like, you're present with each other. But there's also times when you're like, I really need to go focus on self-care. And they're like, cool, me too. So we'll reconvene at 3:00. I'll see you then. Have fun. Bye. Give you a kiss, and you guys are off and going. And you guys might not even text during that time. Like, it literally might be where there's a break in where you guys don't even connect with each other in that time. But when you come back, it's like so much stronger than it was before. Wow, this is a really intriguing energy coming through. Truly, this is what love is, right? That trust, just knowing, like, they get to be who they are and you get to be who you are, and that trust, like, we don't have to be clinging to one another every second of every day to show the world that we love each other. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if many of you don't like PDA, or are just not really into the whole PDA. Like, we don't need to show everybody and their mom what we're doing behind closed doors out in the open, right? Like, and I'm not against PDA at all. I'm just feeling like that might be, because it feels like that's how you are. I just don't want to show everybody. That's between me and them, right? I want to keep it between me and them. People can assume whatever they want, but what really happens stays between me and them. So you might kiss each other on the cheek instead of on the mouth, right? Or like, they might kiss your hand, or you might kiss their hand, or like, you know, kiss the inside of their palm. Like, you might find a little erogenous zone that's very discreet, and that might be what you kiss, but to everyone else it seems very sweet and innocent. But to you guys it means something more, right? That's what this feels like. Wow. My heart fluttered a little bit. We have Pluto with transform. Yeah, you've completely transformed the past. Whatever you experienced before, that is not what is next in love for you. What's next in love is someone who mirrors you and the healing that you've gone through and sees you. Yeah, radically changed. Uranus coming through again. A gigantic shift in the way that you have been loved or are loving people. Okay, well, I guess this one wants to come out, so I'm going to go with it. What else would you like to tell pile number 2 source? What's next in love? Whoa. Okay, so you got 3 of these. I don't know if I'm going to take all of them, but we've got full moon and new moon came out together with completion, promise, and childhood innocence coming out. So I'm going to put them back. If they want to come back out, they will. But I just think that's interesting because you have this completion of a cycle, the promise of new love, the promise of new life, and healing from childhood family situations, right? Like, you're healing so much. All right. All right, Source, what else would you like to tell pile number 2? Vulnerability. Yeah, this is someone who's going to open up and be completely vulnerable with you. And they want you to feel safe to be vulnerable with them. It's going to be effortless. Waterfall. It's, yeah, you're not going to have to fight for their love because they're going to wake up every day and they're going to love you. And you're going to wake up every day and you're going to love them. And it's going to mean something. Envy. You're going to be the envy of the town. Some of you could very well have come from pile number 1. But I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Yeah, so there might be some people in your energy that don't believe that you deserve this love. But these are people who have never heard your story. Yeah, self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Yeah. So your self-esteem, they're gonna lift you up. This is someone who's gonna lift you up. They're gonna support you. They want you to feel good. They feel like you make them feel like they're on top of the world. And they want to reciprocate that. They want you to feel good all the time. And they know that that's not possible. They understand that. So they're not going to beat themselves up on the days that you have hard days, but they're going to be there to support you on those days too. Intuition. Yeah, trusting your intuition is key. If you're not with this person already, and this is someone that's coming in later, this is the key is to trust your intuition. Trust what your intuition is guiding you on. We have Jupiter, go big or go home. Yeah, so this is the big planet of luck. This is a very lucky time for you, very benefic energy coming in here. They could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But we have let the feelings flow. Yeah, this is someone who's going to be emotionally available. Okay, they want to show you that they care. They want to show you that they're there for you. They don't want to close off. They don't want you to close off. They want you both to be able to communicate and share with each other, right? That vulnerability. That's something that a lot of people don't have. No matter who they are, you know, in families and in love relationships, we're going to be friends. Oh, they want to be friends first. They could be your friend already with Uranus coming out as well. We have acquaintance, trust, support, and loyalty. Yeah, this is someone who wants to support you through and through. They want you to feel safe. They want you to feel loved and understood. And if they don't understand you, they want to listen so that they can try to understand you, because they know that that's the type of respect and support that you would give to them. On the bottom, we have storm warning, upheaval, obstacle, wrecking ball, and drama. I feel like that goes with this breakthrough energy. You broke through all this. This is not something that's weighing you down anymore, right? Like, look at him. He seems so happy dancing in the rain. I don't know if you can see the big smile on his face, but, you know, it's like a storm warning. But here he is just happy and go lucky and free. It's like the storm's raging all around you. So maybe family's jealous. Maybe your friends are jealous. They're envious of you getting this connection, this type of love. You know, they feel like they deserve it better than you do or more than you do. But you know what? People who feel that way are entitled. They feel it. Yeah. Thank you, Source. Ego, vanity, and pride. Yeah, that entitlement is just their ego speaking. Right? Like, oh, pile 2 doesn't deserve that. I do, though. And it's like, what have you done to earn that? And a lot of people, they can't answer that, right? But here, you've done the work, and it's time for you to receive with an open hand and an open heart. What else for pile number 2, Source? What's next in love for pile number 2? All right, I feel like there's one more that wants to come out here. Oh, my candle went out. Gotta get some more. What's next for pile number 2? Nurturing and compassion. Yeah, someone who's gonna nurture and take care of you. This isn't someone who's gonna, like, what is it, mother you or anything like that. This is someone who's going to reciprocate your love. Sun, strength, empowerment. And that this is breakthrough, strength, energy here. This is why they admire your strength. They're so flabbergasted by your existence. I know I keep saying that, but that's what it feels like. They're just like speechless that you exist. Someone like you exists. You're everything that they could have ever dreamed of. And yet here you are in the physical. And they want to show you just how precious you are to them. Wow. It's a really sweet energy. Someone who knows you're not always going to agree with one another and that you're going to have difficult discussions, but I'm willing to have those discussions with you, right? I'm really willing to live this life with you. Stop. I feel like this goes back to what I was saying, that energy of letting go, the family energy. You stopped generational curses in their track. They're just not happening anymore. You've let go of the anxiety, the stress, depression, the panic attacks, the restlessness that was connected with that. Now you're having a spiritual awakening, enlightenment, epiphany, life lessons, and a rebirth, a renewal. So we have hookups here. What was I saying? You might have been promiscuous before in your past life, and that was something you had to look at, right? No judgment here, no beef, I promise you, right? We all had our own stories that we had to go through, and that's okay. It is what it is. But we have one night stand, intimacy, casual relationship, or fling. So you're realizing that this is not the type of energy that you want any longer, right? I feel like even for you being curious about relationships, but it's not your main focus, like you're still not even interested in the hookup. Like you're not out here trying to get, you know, an FWB. You're really just like, what's out there? And then you connect with these people who that's what they're looking for, is a quick fix. And you're like, oh no, that's not what I want at all. You're like, I want someone to connect with spiritually, emotionally, and then physically, right? I want to be friends with someone. And that's what this person is going to bring in to your life. So we have comfort zone, south node, and clinging. So this could have been something that was really hard for you to let go of, right? This could have been something that was really difficult to let go of. The party, the external, right? The hooking up. I also feel like you're going to mirror this person. Like there's going to be a lot of things that you guys can talk about, and you're going to be like, wow, that's really parallel to my own journey. I went through something like that too. And it's going to even draw you closer together. This is a celebration, gifts, and abundance. Look at how much this looks like the receive card too, right? With the handout. And so I feel like this is a gift from Source for all the hard work that you've done, for this spiritual awakening that you're going through as well. It's like this is the gift to you. We're going to bring someone who's going to nurture you and comfort you, right? You've gotten out of your comfort zone, out of that place of being driven by the ego and pride and vanity, and seeing others for who they are, and seeing others that they're coming from that place as well, and knowing that you don't have to settle. And because you're not settling and you're choosing to love yourself first, this is bringing you into a place where Source can now bring in a person who wants to be that role for you in your life. So we're going to take a look at this card. I'm going to read this from the book for you. Oh, I love this. We have squirrel with the preparation. Right? Preparation. That's exactly what this feels like. It's like you're being prepared for your person. You're going through preparation, right? It's like a squirrel. They bury nuts all over, everywhere. In fact, they bury so many nuts throughout the summer season that when the winter and the fall comes, they don't remember where all the nuts are that they bury. And that's why forests turn into forests, right? So it's like you planted so many seeds that maybe you don't know how many seeds you planted, but they're starting to sprout. You're getting prepared for something amazing to come in. And I feel like this is somebody that's going to completely rock your socks off in more ways than one, right? It says, the squirrel, a creature known for its industrious nature and ability to prepare for the future, symbolizes the importance of planning, foresight, and resourcefulness. Squirrels gather and store food for the winter, representing the power of preparation and the importance of being ready for what lies ahead. This card suggests that you may need to focus on preparing for the future or gathering the resources you need. The squirrel reminds you that careful planning and foresight are key to success, right? So again, looking at your past and realizing this is not what I want. I don't want this type of energy anymore. Right? That's part of your preparation. It's like, okay, well, this is all I knew before, but I'm letting that go. And in letting that go, I'm making way for something new. So this is focus on preparation and planning for the future. Gathering resources and thinking ahead will help you navigate challenges and achieve your goals. It says, in the reverse, your preparation may be turning into hoarding or an inability to let go. Consider whether you're holding on to things out of fear rather than necessity. And your questions are, how can I better prepare for the future? Am I holding on to things that I no longer need? And what resources do I need to gather to achieve my goals? Wow. I love that. And squirrels also represent play and fun. I mean, they chase each other all the time. They like to have a good time with each other. So I feel like this somebody is going to be someone you really have an amazing time with, all while being able to still make space for yourself. And they're not going to be all butthurt about it either. They're going to be like, cool, you need space, I need space too. We're going to come back together and we're going to have a good time after that, okay? I'll see you in a little while. That's how they feel about it. They're not going to be someone that's like, how dare you not hang out with me, right? What was it? Was it on pile number 1? I think I was saying that. I'm not sure, but it's like when people are like, oh, if you're jealous, that's the only way that you love me. And that's coming from fear, right? But so many people really believe in that. And I feel like this person does not at all. They realize that is definitely a wound coming through, and they've healed that part of themselves as well. And so the two of you are going to build an unbreakable bond and a trust that cannot be, it just can't be shook. Like, there's no one's gonna come in and shake that up for you guys. It's just not gonna happen. Like, even if someone tries to plant some crazy scheme or plot on you guys, like, you're gonna come and talk to each other because that's how much you trust each other. And it's just gonna be an incredible connection. I love this. I'm so happy for you, pile number 2. This is what I see here for you. If you felt like this was your reading, is there an acorn emoji? Leave either the acorn or the squirrel emoji down below and say, by healing my past and letting go of generational curses, I am opening up to a future love that I only imagined was possible. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, please check out the description box. You'll have everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. And with that, I would like to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. I'm truly excited for you, pile number 2. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this dice with Mercury on it, or if you were drawn to this seashell, or if you're drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what's next in love. I would like to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey with me. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And if anybody is new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic selves. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it'd mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And keeping in mind, as we move forward, we do things completely differently here on this channel. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it and find out for pile number 3, Source, what's next in love? What would you like to share with us today, Source? What's next in love for pile number 3? What's next in love for pile number 3, Source? It's interesting because I'm getting that Dixie Chick song. What is it? I'm ready to run. Yeah, I was like, to run. So maybe there's someone here who wants to run away with you, or someone who has run away from you and is ready to run back to you. So we'll definitely see what comes through, but that was a channel message that was coming in right away. Yeah. We've got the 7th house. Oh, interesting. And I was getting legal situations as well, and I forgot. And then we see the 7th house here, and I remembered there's a whole bunch of like legal things that were coming through right before I was getting ready for your channel, for your reading. And this could be something that maybe someone is going through legal, a divorce or custody battle right now. This could be someone that you're in the midst of those things with. You could be getting a divorce, going to a custody battle, or something along those lines, or just legal issues, right? It could be anything in the legal department, but it's either you both are supporting one another through this, or it's something that one of you has to go through in order for the other one to come through. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, with the seventh house here, we're talking about, you know, anything in the legal industry, but also intimate relationships. We do see here with Virgo, this is something that, like, they're ready to come and tell you that you're their perfect match, that you humbled them in ways that they didn't know was possible, and you made them feel things that they didn't know was possible. And it's kind of scary to them. They're not sure how to receive that, but they also know that they don't want to let you go. And so they're trying to get things organized so that they can come forward and say, hey, guess what, pile 3, this is what's up. I really have been thinking a lot about this, and I've put a lot of time aside to understand what it is that I felt for you. And they really have noticed that you've taken so much care of yourself, and that they can't deny their attraction anymore, especially with the moon here. They can't deny how they feel. They can't deny what they're experiencing when they're thinking about you. So it does feel like someone who's coming in, but they may be going through some legal issues as well. Oh, wow. I feel like what they're experiencing right now, if this person's not with you already, they're experiencing some sheer exhaustion from all of this. They may have run away. So I'm getting this energy of they ran away from you to go run into someone else's arms that was very detrimental to you. It was very detrimental to them. And I feel like you're kind of at times in this energy, or you have been in this energy where it was, you know, screw them. I'm not second, you know, I'm not anybody's seconds. I don't want seconds. And, you know, like, I want to be the one that's chosen right off the bat. But also realizing that they had their own journey to contend with, and that maybe you didn't know the whole story behind the scenes. I do feel like there's a big mess that's unfolding right now, and you may be aware of it, or you're in it, and it's just really exhausting. It's really exhausting. Like, there's a lot going on, and there's much more at hand than what either one of you knows is going on. And so there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of organizing that's happening right now. I'm hearing mediation as well, and helping one another is something that's going to help the two of you get through this. And it might not be helping you get through the meat of it. This could be that you're going to be helping to support each other after all is said and done. Okay, and it could be someone new as well. But let's see. Let's get some information with the Osho Tarot. Yeah, I do feel like you're both going to be celebrating together. You're going to be building a very emotionally sound relationship with one another. There's going to be a lot of changes that happen coming up. Okay. And maybe if you're with this person, this could be them wanting to go and, you know, make it legal. If you get my meaning, you know, I'm not trying to ruin any proposals or anything, but they could be wanting to take things to the next level if you're with this person. Yeah, okay, so source. For pile number 3, what's next in love for pile number 3? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I feel like this person is definitely a boss energy. They are coming from a place of very grounded, taking care of themselves, having healed from their past, and recognizing that they don't want to bring that in anymore to their present. Yeah. Very powerful fatherly energy. They could be a father and having to make sure that their kids are squared away and their kids have, you know, safety on both sides. They don't have to be a father. This could be a mother as well. They could be a Leo. But I do feel like the thing here is that they're reconnecting. Like, they might be much older now. This could have been someone that you loved when you were in high school, or maybe even as far back as middle school. I do feel like you've known this person for a long, long time. But I do feel like you loved them when you were both younger, and now they're older and you're older, and it's like, how do we reconnect in this way? And it's going to be an adventure, and I feel like they're bringing a sense of innocence back into this connection, and you're going to be carrying that back to them, like bouncing that back to them. Yeah, we have the star coming out, flipping over, and then this card was silence. Yeah, there's been a lot of silence between the two of you. or there was silence between the two of you, like maybe a separation, or maybe someone ghosted you or you ghosted them because you had to, right? I do feel like there was a sense that I have to leave this connection, I have to leave it on red, or I have to leave it unresponded to because of whatever was going on in their life. And I feel like it hurt a lot for them. This could be your opposite on the zodiac wheel. So a Leo and Aquarius energy here. It's like you have the day and the night, right? The sun and the stars. It's like they feel like you're the bread to their butter, the butter to their bread, however you want to look at it, right? But they do feel like you compliment them in a very good way. But for now, they've been reconnecting with themselves, and the silence has been because the situation at hand is very heavy, or you're the one that's going through that, and they understand that it's incredibly heavy for you having to deal with that, and they don't want to become another burden. Even though I feel like you'd be like, no, they're not going to be a burden if they came in. Like, I wish they were already here, which we can appreciate. But they're doing this because they know that this is something that it's going to be easier if you can just get through it, and then they'll be there to help support you. Okay? Yeah, we have the Hangman energy with new vision. Seeing things from a fresh perspective. Wow, let's see. Is this even a mystery card too? Yeah. Oh my goodness. We've got the nameless card, the number 13, or what you might know as death, with transformation. So Scorpio, we have Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Pisces energy, or Neptune energy. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the mind. There's a lot going on in the mind. And then we have Uranus energy here with Thunderbolt. Yeah, and there was a breaking down. Something had to break down, like some sort of constitution, some sort of contract, some sort of situation had to break down in order to be able to see with new, fresh eyes. So I do feel like this is something that they're going through, but again, energies can be fluid, right? Going with the flow. They can be very fluid. And there's some sort of transformation here where they're rising again from the ashes, or they're seeing you rise again from the ashes and realizing that the two of you are better together. This is huge though, right? For you to have a 3-card spread with the bottom of the deck and they're all mystery cards, like this is a huge change coming for you in your journey. And it's going to take work. This isn't something that you can just sit back and receive, and it's not going to have any work that comes to it. No, it's going to take work, but I feel like you're both going to be ready to do the work. Like you're both going to be ready to put in the effort when it comes to each other, right? You're going to be very complementary towards one another as well. And I feel like you're going to transform each other. But each of you are bringing your own perspectives into this connection, and both of you are going to grow based on those perspectives. Like you're going to help support each other spiritually and emotionally and physically and mentally, and it's going to be very, very sound and secure, but it's also shifting both of your lives in a way that neither one of you knew was possible. Wow, this is really, really intense. Really intense. All right. Oh my goodness. My nose is itchy. What else would you like to tell pile number 3 source? Okay, I feel like this one wants to come out. I'm gonna shuffle again because. Just because. Yeah, okay. I'll take 2. We'll take 2. The sun coming out, yeah. Self-express and embody the truth. So this could very well be a Leo. This is someone who's incredibly authentic to who they are. They've done the work. They see you've done the work. They realize that you guys are complements of each other, and they want to see where things are going to go. So they could be running to you. This could be someone, again, running. It's like I get that energy running. Like I ran from you. This tainted love you've given, give you all that girl could. Take the, I don't know the words. Take my love and da 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 da. Tainted love. Not that it's a tainted love, but it's like I ran from you, and now I run to you. That's what it feels like. It's like they ran away and now they're running back. It's like they ran into a toxic relationship and they're like, whoa, hold on. What was I thinking? And now they're running back and they're like, wow, I'm really sorry. Like, I feel like they're going to give you an apology. I do, but I feel like that's the thing. And ultimately, it will always be your choice, pile 3. Like, you don't owe anybody anything. But I do feel like this is someone who you can very much experience a massive change with, and there's a lot of love here. Yeah, and feeling like home. Be at home. So you both feel at home with each other. You feel at peace with each other. But maybe they were already dating somebody when you came in, right? Maybe they were already connecting with someone and then they were like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. I really like pile 3, but then they got scared, right? And then they left. We have forgiveness coming out. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So forgiveness is key here, and I feel like you're both going to be teaching each other how to forgive each other and of past situations as well. But there's grief here too, right? I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And maybe you've had to grieve this person, grieve the loss of this person, and that's like, I don't want them to come back in, but I do feel like there's gonna be a pull to want to talk to this person when they come in regardless. Even if you don't want to, like, there's gonna be a pull here. And you're gonna be like, what? What do you want? You know, you left me, you haven't talked to me in years, like, what's the point? And they're gonna, I feel really like they're gonna explain themselves to you. I do feel like you guys are in separation, but you could be together, and this could be like your story. This is what happened along the way. And now you guys are powerful together. We have strength that came out, yeah. They just realize that you're a pillar in their life. And that's what they always wanted. But, you know, again, if they were already involved with somebody, it's like they wanted to give this other person a shot, or they wanted to give this other situation a shot. It wasn't like you were second best or anything like that, or that they didn't choose you. I feel like when you guys maybe revealed your feelings to each other, or maybe you revealed your feelings to them, or they revealed their feelings to you, one or the other, right? That they were already involved with this other person, or you were already involved with this other person, and it was like, well, you know, we just got to let it be at this point. On the bottom, yeah, have faith, but there's still a lot of anger here. There's still a lot of anger, but to have faith, like, it's okay. It's all right to be angry, to feel into that anger, not project it. We don't want to project that onto others, right? We want to feel into our anger so we can let it go. That's why forgiveness is here too. What else, Source? Saturn. Time for tough love. So that's what this situation was. It was to teach you something valuable. I don't know why, every time I see these little rings on here, I'm always thinking of the Sonic rings. You know, did you ever play Sonic on Sega? I don't know. Do they have Sonic on anything else in Sega? So, anyways, yeah, I used to have a Sega way back in the day, and we would play Sonic, my brother and I, and you know, in Sonic, he's collecting them, and he gets so many, and you don't want to hit anything, because as soon as you hit everything, all your coins go away, and then you have to try and collect them before they disappear, and you never collect as many coins as you had before. And it's interesting that they're bringing this up, because I feel like that's exactly what it was. It's like, together you guys were collecting, having a good time, you were being good with each other, and then some kind of spike came out and it took you both by surprise, and all those experiences that you gathered were nothing compared to the pain that you experienced. And it feels like you lost all those experiences, but you didn't. You just, they're clouded by the pain, they're clouded by the anger, and so it is tough love, but it's reminding you that forgiveness is a very powerful place to come from. It's not that you have to forget how you were hurt, or they have to forget how they were hurt. It's remembering that forgiveness allows us to continue our journey without the anchors that hold us back, right? And then we have the first quarter moon with face those obstacles. So this has definitely been an obstacle between the two of you in this connection, right? Which makes sense if you guys are, either one of you are going through legal situations too. This could be even forgiveness of the ex or of the person that's involved in the legal situation, right? And that that could be like, oh, I don't want to forgive them. I don't need to forgive them. Like, they hurt me too much, and so on and so forth. All right, we'll take those. That's a lot. We got received that. Okay, so received and thoughts flipped. This is interesting. I've shuffled this card. I've already used it, but you might have come from pile 1, or you watched all 3 piles. And let me just say, if you watched all 3 piles, leave a purple heart down below. That's for my Purple Heart Club. That just means that you spent the whole reading with me, which I truly do appreciate. And even if you didn't, I appreciate you being here, pile number 3. So, yeah, I just want to point that out real quick. On the bottom, yeah, we have comfort zone, south node, and clinging. Yeah, so you had to let go of something that was suffocating. And I feel like that's telling us truthfully here that if we can't forgive, we're suffocating ourselves, right? And so there's definitely looking at that. But we see have thoughts of isolation. They felt isolated, or you felt isolated, and now it's time for you both to receive something good. And I feel like your something good is each other. There's a very vibratorial match here, but there was someone in the background, the snake, deception, shady, temptation, and enemy. So there was someone who was really shady in the background that kept you two apart from one another, or it could have been a third party. This could have been someone who recognized that they had feelings for you, and they swooped in, and they're like, oh no, pile 3, you don't get that person because they're going to be mine. Yeah, there was someone here that was trying to deceive you and this person, and while they might have succeeded for a while, this is not someone who's going to succeed for the rest of time, right? Because you guys had to learn some lessons throughout this situation. Yeah, exactly. We have twin flames, soul contract, soul connection, and past lives. This is a soulmate. Okay, so this is someone you're meant to connect with. Not necessarily have a loving relationship with, okay? Or a romantic relationship with, but someone you definitely love deeply, and this is meant to be that way. We have divine intervention, yeah. Even if someone was sneaky and shady in here and caused a lot of drama or whatever, you know, source is coming in to correct things, right? Serendipity, catalyst, supernatural, and karma. Source is coming in and saying like, nope, we got to correct this bridge because it's time for you to cross it with them. But I do feel like they're going to be very supportive of you. Saturn again. Feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. Maybe you both expected this to be super easy and to come together really easily, and then when it didn't, it was like giving up hope, right? Feeling hopeless throughout the situation. It's like, well, obviously I don't deserve them, or they felt like they didn't deserve you because it didn't come together like super smooth. But you both experienced this deep, profound love for one another. Yeah, so it's time to balance it out with Libra energy here. Consideration, fairness, and harmony. Source is helping you to balance this out. Open to the infinite possibilities. Open up to what is possible. Not in the way that it's like, this is hard because it's one of those things like I expect it to go a certain way, but we can't. We can't expect things to go a certain way. We just have to open up to what ways it could potentially come into our lives. And sometimes that leaves us feeling less than or like we missed something, but it's not, right? It's just to teach us that source is taking care of it, and it's not ever going to fall into place the way that we expect it to. Detachment and colds. Yeah, so either you were detached and cold from them, or they were detached and cold from you. But again, I feel like it's because there's a third party involved here. Integration and union. Yeah, you guys are meant to come back together, okay? There's this time and place that's going to happen. It's going to be divine timing at play. Your spirit guides, we have divine, where was it? On the bottom of the deck, divine intervention. We have spirit guides and assistants coming through. So everybody in the spirit realm is definitely working to bring you two together. There's a lot of decisions that had to be made in regards to this, though, in the physical realm between you and between them. There was a lot of doubts, right? So they doubted themselves. You doubted yourself. Was I saying that hopelessness that was coming through? It's like, oh, I don't deserve pile 3. And pile 3, you're like, oh, maybe I don't deserve them. And so that doubt was creating an even greater of a distance between you two. And I cannot make this up. There's this little fat barrel looking of dog over across the way. And it is hopping around like crazy, and it looks so cute. It literally looked like a barrel. What is it? It looks like, oh, is that a healer? Or it's I think it's a cattle dog, though, for sure. Mixed with a healer, maybe? Oh, makes me miss my mama. Anyways, yeah, jumping around looks like a little barrel. So excited, so happy. So I feel like that's the thing. I feel like you both are very loyal to one another without realizing it. And you're so happy when you get to see each other. Like, there's just a sense of excitement and joy and childlike joy that comes through. But when you're not with each other, when you weren't with each other, and there was a lot of oh, my battery is getting low. There was a lot of distance between you two. It created that feeling of like, oh, I'm not going to be with this person. We have celebration and gifts and abundance. Yeah, this is a celebration for you at this time. Unfinished business. Exactly. It's not over. Okay. I know it talks about patterns and back and forth and baggage, but this is not over. Like this, there's still more to come. We have romantic feelings, falling in love, affection, happiness, emotions. Yeah. Yeah, you both really do love each other. But there's been a lot of anxiety from the past. And that could be them. Maybe they felt like they didn't deserve you, or they felt like, you know, they'd been through so much. Like, why would you ever love them? And maybe you felt like that too. And so this is literally getting back on your feet and overcoming that. Okay, so I'm going to read this. I want to make sure that I get this all done before the battery dies. I'm going to take a look at this from the book. I'm going to read this to you. Yeah, we have the fox and cunning. This definitely makes me feel like there was a third party that was involved that knew much more about your guys' connection than even you did at the time. Or it was someone that you trusted or someone they trusted, and they took it upon themselves to create a disturbance between you and them. And so I just really feel like this is someone who played a part that they weren't meant to in your guys' connection, and now Source is correcting that. It does take some time, though, okay? And that's maybe why the forgiveness is coming through as well. It's not to harbor resentment towards this person. It was always a potential route on the path. Obviously, Source had already planned for it, and it wasn't something that was like, oh no, this came out of left field. No, it was something that was a potential on the journey, and it just ended up that this was the life that potential came through, right? This was the part of the multiverse that this became a reality. Okay, so we have the overview here is the fox is a creature of intelligence, cunning, and adaptability, known for its cleverness and ability to navigate tricky situations. The fox teaches the power of wit and strategy, which is what you both learned apart from each other. This card suggests that you may need to use your intelligence and resourcefulness to navigate a situation. The fox reminds you that sometimes subtlety and cleverness can achieve what brute force cannot. It says use your intelligence and cunning to navigate the situation at hand. A strategic approach will serve you well. In reverse, it says your cunning may be crossing into deceit. Consider whether your actions are ethical or if you're being manipulative in your pursuit to success. So always owning where you're at, right? It says, how can I use my intelligence to solve this problem? Am I being too cunning or manipulative? And what is the most strategic approach to this situation? So in this, I do feel like you're going to be using your wit and your cunning when this person comes in. But likewise, they're going to do the same. And it doesn't matter how much you guys have changed. You're still going to be bouncing off of one another in a very beautiful way. And it's just going to reinforce that feeling that, hey, we were meant to meet. We were meant to be soulmates. That's what we are. No matter the label that you put on it, right? And I know I said this from pile number 1, but you know, we get so attached to the label, but we're so much more than the label. You guys are definitely on a very vibratorial match here, and that's going to come together, and you're going to be very surprised. But I do feel like this is someone from the past. It could be a new person as well for many of you, but really it just is this feeling like this is someone that you've known, and they're going through this stuff. You're going through this stuff right now, and once things settle down, then you're going to hear from them. Okay, or you're going to be called to reach out to them. So take it as it resonates. But this is what I see here for you, pile number 3. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little fox emoji down below and say, I have learned through difficult lessons how to become witty and cunning when it comes to navigating my life and my journey. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, please check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. And with that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this powerful message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human.